welcome by the obviously authentic channel. My name's Leah, that's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. So we're going to be talking about New Jersey Housewives. This episode wasn't that much to me. Y'all know how we like to do person by person and then sum it all up at the end. So let's start off with Margaret. Not much really happened with Margaret. Most of her purpose throughout the show was at the end. Teresa, we see Teresa at her house with her girls. I guess everybody's home for break or for some type of break. And then she gets a call, they call Joe. So we end up finding out Joe has gotten into the sex toy industry, which I really don't think he knew he could be a part of because they make a lot of money. A lot of money. But then I was kind of like, when Teresa was like, oh, I'm going to be a part of it. I was like, girl, why? Like, let that man make his money. But I guess she feels like, well, I can't really go back to jail again. I don't know. I think that's stupid. I won't work with that man. Let him just send his money to his kids and keep it pushing. But they're selling the house. She also talked about, I actually kind of felt bad for Teresa. Normally I don't. But when she was talking about her father and him passing away and she felt like an orphan and she felt alone. Thankfully, I have both my parents still here. So I know that's a blessing, and because I know there's some people that don't. But it kind of hurt when she said, I'm an orphan. And I was like, dang. Like, you really are, but you aren't. Like, you're not an orphan in the sense of you grew up without your parents. But it's when they're not here, I guess that's how people feel, because she said she felt lost, and I was like, maybe that is how people feel, when they lose both their parents. I feel like some people feel like their parents are their anchor. So, to lose both, I feel bad. I felt bad when she was crying and then the kids were crying. I was like, because I love my grandparents, too. I'm fortunate enough that I have both of my mom and my dad. Their parents are still here. So I've been able to, grow up with them. And to be in my 20s and them still be here. So I count that as a blessing. But I did feel bad. We end up finding out later on in the episode that her house, someone's already interested in the house. I thought the advertisement video that they did was really beautiful. That lady Michelle know what she's doing, or her team knows what they're doing. Teresa also shared with the ladies when they were at the beach house, the message that she sent. I think this is good for them. I think they should sell the house and start a new chapter in their life, because the house I think is anchoring them down. They've been through so much in that house. I think it is time for them to move on and, be free and start a new chapter. Jackie, not much with Jackie. That was later on in the episode. Melissa, we can get Melissa. Well, I'll do Jen first. So this episode actually opens up with Jen mopping her foyer because she threw up. So she realized she needed to slow down with the liquor, which I was like, but I like tequila Jen. She a mess, but she a hot mess that I like to watch and enjoy. But I'm glad she was like, I need to slow down. But I also feel she's stuck with 5 kids. It's the panini, and people are tired and stressed. People need breaks. We all need breaks. Kids need breaks from their parents, and parents need breaks from them kids. So I understood her just being tired, and just wanting to let loose with adults. Also, Melissa and Dolores. So Dolores got honored for for breast cancer awareness. She actually, I wrote it down. She actually received the Ambassador of Hope Award, and then her daughter actually goes to RHONJ University, which is in the Caribbean. And when I saw all 4 of those dogs, I was like, yeah, that happens a lot. I actually have 3 friends that I know that went to Ross. One person has already graduated. The other 2, they're about to start school next semester. And on the island, there's a lot of stray dogs. I even have a friend who worked at an emergency clinic, and the doctor there graduated from Ross, and she would babysit her cat, and the cat's name was Broomhilda. But the island does have a lot of just stray animals, and a lot of the vet students, because you need an animal during medical school, will just adopt them because they're free off the street, and they just take them. So I thought it was cool that I knew that kind of thing about that school and that island But like, I'm glad she is in veterinary medicine. We need a lot more vets. Then so they actually, because of the panorama, the Panasonic, Dolores couldn't be like, I guess, awarded in like a gala type of setting, like where people dress up, so they had to do it at her home. They decorated David's home. The house looked really pretty. Like when they did the whole entire sweep of the house with the flowers, and then when they did the tour during the house, that's a beautiful home. The flowers were just gorgeous. Like I love the hanging flowers when you walked into the home. Whoever like decorated the home did a wonderful job. Like I loved it. And then they had that pretty like black chef. That food looked delicious. I said, okay, Dolores. She looked good in her pink dress. I think she looked wonderful. But Melissa was getting on my nerves with this. So did David. So David wasn't there when she received her award. Even Frank was there crying with his big self. But David couldn't come. And then he kind of annoyed me that he didn't stay longer to greet the ladies. I don't know if David is not comfortable on the camera when it comes to the women because he doesn't want to be associated with drama. But it's like, David's starting to like annoy me because he's not really putting forth an effort to be with Dolores the way I think he should. I was with Jen when Jen was like, all the things that Dolores was saying to Teresa and Jen and Frank, to Teresa while they were driving to the Jersey Shore, could be reciprocated to Dolores, because David seems like a nice guy, but he also doesn't seem like he's in this for like the long haul, or he's just complacent with where their relationship is. And then Melissa was getting on my nerves because she kept asking all these questions of the Dolores, and they were very intrusive questions. And then on top of that, her little toast about, you may not have a ring, but you had it. I would have been like, shut the entire FUCK up. You BITCH. Shut up. Melissa aggravates me sometimes. She aggravated me. But they're all talking about going to the Jersey Shore and stuff like that. So Teresa, Dolores, Frank, and Bill and Jen are gonna stay at Dolores's beach house. Then Jackie, Margaret, Joe, and Melissa and Joe are gonna stay at Melissa and Joe's beach house. So they're in the road, in the car. Everyone's traveling there. Basically, the cat is out the bag that Margaret's Joe. So Jen tells the group as they're in the car that Jen's husband Bill told Jen, and Jen told the group that like Joe said he heard, Margaret's Joe said he heard the rumor. Frank's face took me out because Frank had a look of fear, like, oh my God, like shit gonna hit the fan when we get to the beach. Like, it is going to hit the fan when we get to the beach. And then he was like, I don't know. Frank was like, I don't know nothing. I don't see nothing. I ain't throwing nobody under the bus. And I said, okay, Frank. Frank said, what happens at guys' night stays at guys' night. But I'm looking at Frank like, wives and husbands talk like they gossip about their friend groups. So y'all should have known that was going to happen. I bet you Melissa already knows. Joe probably already told Melissa, because in the last episode, Melissa was like, Teresa's not a liar. So I'm like, so she believes it too, that Evan been out here getting freaky deaky at the gym. So they're all cooking, and everyone's at the shore, and they all decide to do dinner at Dolores's house. So Teresa gives everybody dildos, and I said 0.1 for Teresa because I thought it was funny, because she said, here you go, Jackie, you told me to stick it up my ass, why don't you stick this up your ass? And that was an expensive dildo, because that looked like a good quality sex toy. So I said 0.1 for Teresa. So I said, okay. I said, I know some people probably felt like that was rude, but I chuckled. I chuckled. And as you know, I'm neither Team Jackie or Teresa because they both are insufferable to me. But 0.1 for Teresa. They start talking at the table. I think Margaret is lying. Here, and so we're in Margaret. I think Margaret is the one that, I think Margaret heard the rumor too. And I think Margaret knows more than what she's letting on, because she got way too angry at her husband and then at Jen. Because when she told Jen to shut the F up, I was with Jen. Why are you telling me to shut up? Like, girl, don't shoot the messenger. Like, your husband the one who said it. And then when Margaret was trying to cover for Joe, and she was like, Joe meant his word. No, he didn't, sweetie. Your husband said he heard the women at your house talking about it, which means you be talking about it, which means you know what's going on. You just don't want to be a part of it. I would respect you more, Margaret, if you just said, like, Lord, I don't want to be a part of this. Because I'm like, girl, we know what's tea. Like I said in my last review, I think Evan either has cheated in the past, and like Jackie is having flashbacks, and that's why she got so emotional, or bro is cheating and she just kind of shook that it's out now and she don't want to showcase on the TV show. But like the fact that Margaret got so nasty towards Jackie, Teresa, and her husband, I was like, yo, you need to chill. Like, you need to chill. Like, really chill. So then they start arguing back and forth. And Melissa even was like, yeah, like to Margaret, like, you got mad at Dolores, like you got mad at Jen, and then when your anger should be towards Teresa. And Melissa said, when Teresa's being an asshole, I told Teresa she's being an asshole. So direct your energy towards Teresa, which I feel like Margaret don't want to be like, Margaret don't want it with Teresa. And I don't know why, but like, I was where everybody was like, why are you going at Jen? Jen really, at this point, Jen really didn't do nothing except talk about something that y'all already been talking about. Then Melissa is like, Jackie's about to cry. Jackie gets upset because she's like, I'm not about to cry. On a side note, why is Jackie's trying so hard to protect Evan, but Evan is not defending himself? Which makes me feel like you done did some dirt. Like, she's always like, I'm here to make sure he don't get no BS. And it's like, yes, protect your husband. That's what you're supposed to do as husband and wife. You are supposed to be a united front. But Jackie is not being a united front. She is actively fighting with people by herself because her husband's not there to defend her or to be like her backup. So I was like, I don't know. That's why I feel like he cheated. Like, he might have cheated on you, boo. Or he cheats and you don't care you don't care. I can see next season that like dirt gonna come out that this man done cheated. But then Teresa, because Jackie says, Teresa, you are an asshole to everybody. And then Teresa's like, no, I'm not. And she asks Dolores and Jackie, and they're like, no. Because Dolores and Jackie don't be taking Teresa that seriously. And then Melissa and Margaret say, like, but you have done things. Like, Melissa says, you called me a stripper, which we know she did. And then Dolores is like, well, you told someone to pull my hair, which you deserve because you threw drink on somebody. And you should be happy you only got your hair pulled and she ain't punch you in the face. And I don't even like Danielle like that. But, like, you were wrong for pouring that water on her. Like, you really were. You really were. You made it physical because putting water on somebody is categorized in assault. So you started it. And then Teresa started talking about being around confident women. And then Jackie got a point when Jackie said, did you get that confidence from jail? And that kind of shook Teresa. And I saw the shookness in her because she looked at her and everybody at the table was like, ooh. So right now it's 1-1. One for the sex toy, one for that comment at the end. And then, but the thing about it is like, but then Jackie's going to cry on the next episode. Because I'm just kind of like, well, if you're going to say that stuff, you got to be with it. Like, you got to be with it. But I thought the episode was all right. It was straight for what it was. So, yeah, that's it. That's all, y'all. Be bravely authentic. Hopefully, when you see this, I hope you're having a good day, a good week, a good whatever. Just having a positive and productive day. Deuces.